Hey, welcome to my channel. Let me tell you, we was going to talk on the porch. I got my coffee and I got my tripod and I went to the door and there is a cable truck right at the corner of my house working on the lines. Truck sitting there running. It would overrun, you know how loud the cars are. Well, imagine a big work truck sitting there running. So I told David, I said, come here, listen, see if you think that would overtake the video. And he goes, yeah, I believe it would. So here we are. And it's such a nice day too, because it's not sunny. It's like, I don't know, I think in the 80s. And may rain, may not rain. Fingers crossed it does. Thunderstorms is what they're calling for, so I like that. But I thought, well, when your plans change, you just might as well just go on there and do a little talking. So let's just sit a while, shall we? Go get your beverage of choice. Now, what changed was, today was colonoscopy and endoscopy day. Well, to keep a long story short, and to keep from going into gross TMI, the prep they gave me did not work properly. It just did not. So I had to call them this morning at 8 o'clock and tell them things did not progress the way they needed them to progress. So she called the hospital and talked to the supervisor in charge of that, thing, and said to tell me that we would have to reschedule and I would have to do a 2-day prep. Now, I've not talked to her yet, so I don't know what 2-day prep means. If it's 2 days of drinking this stuff that I told Joan tastes like cough syrup, salt, and tooth abscess, and I am not exaggerating, imagine all three together, that's what it tastes like. Some of y'all have been there and y'all know. If you can describe it any worse than that, let me know. It's putrid. It's horrid. Twice. You have to drink it 2 times. If they make me do that for 2 days and not eat, if I have to not eat the day before, not eat the first day of prep, not eat the second day of prep, and then not eat up until whenever I have my procedure, I'll never make it. Because this time my blood sugar was dropping. It was even low this morning because I've not been able to eat. It was down in the 60s, and so that's too low. At least I have some juice with some white grape juice. They said you could have that. So I took that yesterday, and that, as time went on, it did help bring it back up. And this morning after I ate, when I found out I didn't have to do the thing, then I went ahead and ate my breakfast, and it came up really good. It came up really good. So that made me feel a whole lot better. I had the headache. I got the shakes. It was not fun. So I am not looking for, I wish I could have just got it over with today, because it doesn't scare me. There's nothing to be scared of. But I couldn't do it because I just couldn't do it. Now, I just don't even want to prep again. I just don't want to. I barely got through that one without throwing up. So, I got to do it again. Let me whine like a little baby. Listen, speaking of little babies, Holly and Jacob come over today. Lord have mercy, that is the sweetest little youngin'. Now, when he's got a, Papa give him a hat, one of his old Southeastern hats. We keep it over there between the couch and the chair, and it's got his little toys in it. So that's his little toy bin is Papa's hat that he gave him. Because every time he would hold him, he would go for his hat, and he goes, "You hold on a minute, buddy, I got you one." So that's his hat. Well, we all, me and Papa held him and I held him, and he wanted to get on the floor and play, and so Holly got his toys out for him, and he went straight for the hat. Last time he was here, which was way over a week ago, probably, might have been 2 weeks ago. I don't know. The last time she was here, she's not been here. She didn't come. Well, she didn't come last week, so it has been the week before that. We played peekaboo with that hat. Hold that hat up in front of him and then pull it down and say, peekaboo. Where's Jacob? Peekaboo. Well, he learned while he was here, he could hold that hat in front of his face and then pull it down and he would get his peekaboo and he'd be all happy about it. Of course, I say pee-bye. Holly says peekaboo. Today, whenever she put them toys down there, he went straight for the hat, pulled it up in front of his face and pulled it back down. He remembered from 2 weeks ago to play peekaboo with that hat. To me, that is smart for a 9-month-old. I can't. It's been so long since I had babies. I don't know what 9-month-olds are supposed to do, but I think it was smart. He played around, crawled around. He'll walk if you hold his hands. He's not very steady on his feet. His feet are not flat yet, but it'll come. It'll come. He didn't crawl till late, and then when he started crawling, boy, he's crawling. So he'll walk when he's ready to walk. I mean, he's only 9 months old. He's not going to walk yet. Some babies, I guess, some babies do. Some babies have, but he won't. But he's such a sweetheart. Oh, my gosh. But he's a persistent little thing. If he wants something, you can push his hand away from it 100 times because 100 times he's going back for it. And he's going to hit 101. He's very persistent. But he's fun. And my other sweet little grandbaby, Sebastian, he got to stay an extra day. RJ said, he messaged me Saturday, which is the day they were supposed to be going up there, said that his mama, or it messaged me Friday, said his mama got confused and thought the pickup day was Sunday. So RJ got him an extra day. He spent the night with me Thursday night, went home Friday, was going to have to go back up yonder. Now here's the thing, and I'm not going to cry. I've already cried about it. I'm not going to cry in front of y'all. And he did this last time. RJ said he was devastated when he realized where they were. When he saw them, it was his mom and her parents, his grandparents. RJ said he was devastated when he saw them and realized he was having to go and having to leave RJ. And said he was crying real tears. Y'all don't know how that kills me. Oh my gosh. That kills me knowing how bad he wants to stay here with his daddy and how bad he wants to see him. He's been up there, and his grandfather up there has told RJ that he was crying and crying real tears because he wanted to see his daddy. So that I just can't take it. But hopefully she never comes down with them, and she didn't see him last time he cried, and she didn't see it. So this time I'm hoping that somewhere it touched her to where she don't want to try to withhold him during the school year, like on breaks and things. So she's going to let us have him, and then, during the summer. But we can't go from summer to summer and only see him. So I hope that it touches her, that she realizes he misses and loves to spend time with his daddy, and I can't withhold that from him. So y'all hope the same thing for me. So I hope that's what come out of that. But I'm going to tell you what. One of Flair's light domes on top of her tank shorted out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if it's the bulb, that was $90. The sun lamp, the heat lamp, whatever you want to call it. It's got our UVs and all that in it. $90. I'm like, okay, let's go try you in another light fixture. And it was not the lamp, so I knew it was the light fixture that blew, shorted out. You'd be surprised. I'll probably go through 2 a year, at least 2 a year, of those light fixtures. They are not built to last, and I don't know why. They just sit there. The bulb is not screwed in and out. Nothing is touched. It just sits on the tank 24/7 and just turns off and on. That's all you do. That's all you do. So I went and got that. It's not cheap for no, it's not. So anyway, we had to go to the pet store. I said, let me get what I need first, and then we'll go around and look at the pets. Well, the reptile aisle happens to be at the end, in there where there's reptiles on the end in the tanks, right? So he walks around there with me while I'm looking at the bulb and light area, and I find what I want, and I turn the buggy around, and he's already walked up there to look at the tanks, and he goes, "They got an alligator in here." I said, "What?" He's pointing to the picture. He goes, "They got an alligator in here." I go up there and look. It was a crested gecko. So the picture looked like an alligator. So I'm like, "Oh, it's a gecko." Oh. So we're just walking around looking at things, and he is just, oh my gosh, he is a little man. He is just a little man. I can't get over some of the things he said. It seemed like there was something else I was going to tell you. Gosh, what else was I going to tell you? Okay, I cut and came back because I had to think. I'm going to make y'all stare at me thinking. I put my thinking cap on. I was over in the kitchen getting something out of the refrigerator. He's standing because listen, that little boy got his nose in everything. He is in, if it's going on, he's going to be in it. He's going to know. So he was standing there looking in the refrigerator with me, and I had some asparagus bundled, laying right there where you could see it, and he stood there, he looked, he goes, and the back end was this away. He goes, "Is that bamboo?" I'm like, "What? You know what bamboo? How does a 5-year-old know what bamboo is?" I'm like, pulled it out. I'm like, "No, that's asparagus." I pulled it around, and I touched the ends of them like that, and he was touching the end of them. He's like, "Oh." So that's a favorite word of his. Oh. So RJ come and got him. The creek, we call it the creek. He calls it the stream. So he brought his bathing suit, and then this time he brought his shovel and his bucket so he could play in the water. So he took him and had a lot of fun there. He likes the stream, so they had that kind of fun. Now we was thought about going to the Air Supply concert. We have free concerts like every other week during the summer, and then on the other weeks they have movies. I think that's how it goes. Concert movie. I think that's how it goes. We used to go to the movies, back when the kids were home. They were older. We went to a few movies and stuff like that, and take your blankets, your chairs, whatever. You can take your coolers if you want to, and take food. You buy food there. It's a very nice thing. It's a very nice park with a little amphitheater. That's where everything is goes on at. And the movie theater is a humongous outdoor screen. And then they do fireworks, on different occasions. And this week's concert was Air Supply. And we're like, well, that would be a good show. And the way they have it, there's like the house. No, it's not a house. It's a building. But you can have parties in there. They have conventions in there. I don't know if they have offices in there. I don't know what all they have in there. And on the other side, they have the concession area. And then that's where the field, I call it a field, this grass, the big grassy area is in front of the amphitheater where you go and sit. Well, somebody, I can't remember who it was, told me, because we ain't been down there in years. We lived 2 blocks from there. When we were working on the house we rented was 2 blocks from there. So Jefferson Starship, they either used to be Starship and now they're Airplane, and they used to be Airplane and now they're Starship. I can't remember, but they came. And so me and David walked up there, and we took Cookout. I think we went and got Cookout. Is what we didn't take pizza. We took Cookout and took our chairs and everything. So that was back in 2010, 2008 or 2009. I want to say 2009. So that's when I was still walking, because I walked 2 blocks. I carried my thing. You had to go up the hill. We sit on top of the hill. It's not completely flat, and it was a good show. So this time I'm like, well, I can't do that. I can't park and I can't walk. I would have to get my rollator out and walk, and then I could sit on it. Because somebody, I can't remember who, said, well, I knew where the handicap parking was. I knew handicap was right there at that building. He said, yeah, he said, you get out, then you just walk straight. He said, you don't have to walk over nothing, down nothing, no steps, no nothing. You just walk straight out. And there you are. You can just sit right there. I'm like, okay, we're going to go see Tracy Lawrence. We are going to go see Tracy Lawrence. And then we didn't realize Air Supply was coming. Somebody, the city's Facebook page posted about the concert. Was somebody questioned them? Where's handicap, since now you can't park down there at the building? They've got the building parking reserved for something else. And they told where it is. Well, where it was across the street and up the street. You're putting handicapped people across. You're blocking off those handicap spaces for his workers. Somebody. It was something that shouldn't have to be there on Saturday. And putting handicapped people across the road and up the road to have to walk all the way over, all the way down. I told David, I said, I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. So no Air Supply, and there ain't gonna be no Tracy Lawrence. So they just kind of ruined that for a lot of people. I know they did, because there's a lot of people that would be in my shoes. So we didn't do that. We just kind of hung out, because Saturday, what did we do Saturday? Did something. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, he sat up there and watched TV, and I sat back here and worked. Did I work on my menu Saturday? I started on my menu Sunday. I, honest to my soul, can't remember what we did Saturday. It must have been real exciting. It must have been. So we won't worry about it. But I'm gonna tell you, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I did. When Sebastian left, I kept his food, like his little ABCs. He calls them letters. Chef Boyardee's, he calls them letters. And then the Chef Boyardee Schedio's, not the Schedio brand, but Chef Boyardee. I call them circles. He calls them rings, which is what they're called, spaghetti rings. So, he likes rings now. He had not had rings before, but he does like them now. So I kept that, and his macaroni and cheese, and his muffin mix. We didn't get around to making his muffins this time. I don't know why. He just never wanted them. He never, he saw the muffin mix and just never went for them. But I forgot to send his unicorn cakes with him. There was 3 left in the box. I fought it, because he was gone. He wasn't coming back. And I wasn't going to save them till August. I fought eating those bad boys. I looked at those things and I pulled them out of the box. I'm like, oh my gosh. I could just stand here and eat them and nobody would see me. I'd have to track them. But I wasn't filming that day. It was Saturday when I was in there straightening up. I think it was Saturday. Pretty sure. Might have been Friday. Either way, I wasn't filming. I don't think. I'm like, don't do it. That's one of those times where I had to talk to myself. Don't do it. I took them and I just smashed them. I just squeezed them in the bag. Thank goodness the bag didn't pop. It was going everywhere. I just mashed them up. Now I could have opened the bag if I was desperate. Opened the bag up and licked up all the crumbs. I didn't go that far. So I did that and I threw them in the garbage. I have never, that I can recall, crushed up and thrown a little Debbie cake away. that is like throwing away gold to me. But I did it, and I was so proud of myself because I come out stronger on the other side. What to some people it might seem like something dumb, like you're proud of that. You have no idea how proud of that I am, because little Debbie's are a trigger. They're a downfall. I can eat a whole box, and I have eat a whole box. There ain't no sense here and lie about it. I've eat a whole box in a day. It ain't no problem. I would buy them like 3 different ones every week, set them over there by my chair, and by nightfall, the Swiss rolls, they'd be gone. The whole box be gone. I'd just be, didn't care. Didn't care. So I was quite proud that I just got rid of those things. Because I'm going to tell you, I thought I wanted them. I wanted them bad. He had ice cream. I know y'all. I let him eat 3 ice creams. Yes, I did. I am Momo, and you can do what you want at Momo's house because you don't see Momo that often. And if you want all 3 of your ice creams, then you get all 3 of your ice creams. But we went up there to get them. He wanted the same thing he had. He opened that case, and he reached in there and got his push-up. He goes, I want that other thing I had, the Nutty Buddy. I said, okay, you can have that. Well, I got the push-up, and it was on my what I eat because it was the lowest in points, and then I had something to sit there and eat with him. And I had the points for it, so I didn't mind. I opened the other side of the case to get Papa's ice cream sandwich, and I reached in to get the ice cream sandwich, and he goes, oh, I want one of those. I like those. He reached in there, he snatched up one of them ice cream sandwiches as if to say, I know you won't tell me no. He wasn't being greedy or hateful about it. It was just funny the way he reached, I want that. And he got it because he just knew he was going to get it. Listen, he could ask for the Eiffel Tower, and if I had the money, he'd get it. I'll tell you that right now. He'd get it. Either one of them. If I had the money, he'd get it. But I hope he remembers, like somebody was telling me, somebody commented that the way we go out there and blow bubbles, that he'll remember Momo blowing bubbles with him. That's what I hope he remembers, that we went out and I took the time and he played it. And when he gets older, he goes, I remember me and my Momo playing bubbles all the time out on the front porch. I hope he remembers that. I hope he remembers Momo making him popcorn that he says is so good. You know, just little things like that. And I don't know. Being a Momo is good stuff. If you ain't a Momo yet, just hold on. Listen, Holly's father-in-law, after Jacob was born, because they live with them, right? And boy, he's took up with Jacob. He really has. And he said, if I know being a grandpa was this good, he said, I'd skip having a kid and going straight to being a grandpa. I thought that was funny. Just kind of skip over them youngins. We was talking today, where in the world did Jacob get his persistence from? And I'm like, it wasn't from you. I said, it must be from his daddy. I said, because it wasn't from you. You didn't do that. You was told no, you quit. I said, but you didn't get into nothing. She was a good child. Neither one of my children got into nothing. I'm not making that up. I'm not acting like, oh, my children are better than everybody else's. I just happened to get lucky that had children that didn't get into stuff, and when they were told no, they actually listened. They didn't mess with Christmas trees. They didn't mess with, I told y'all before, when me and RJ's daddy got married, we lived in a 12 by 55 foot mobile home that was built back in the year 1800. At least. You talk about little. Do the math. 12 by 55. Whatever the square footage that is. But I'm going to tell you what, I made it a home. It was a bachelor pad. It was It was a bachelor pad when we got married. Trust me on that. You could tell it was a dude that lived there. So I spruced it up, made it the best home I could make it. Well, there was 2 mirrors on the living room wall. You know how that kind of gives you an age, just a mirrored wall. And he put me up because I like glass whatnots and ceramic whatnots. That was my thing. And there was this little house over in town that a man sold stuff out of his basement. Don't know where he got it from, and I can't remember his name, Mr. Whoever. And we would go over there sometimes whenever he'd be open on the weekends. We'd go over there and look, see what he had. Sometimes his daddy would get him a pocket knife, and there was always some kind of whatnot that I wanted, some kind of little figurine, and I had tons of that kind of stuff. But anyway, he built me 2 glass shelves under the mirror. So it's those shelves that has the little bracket here, or the not the pole, but the thing here that the bracket snaps into and just rests in, and then you lay the shelf on top, So I had 2, they're pretty good sized glass shelves right under those mirrors, and it was loaded with my figurines and my whatnots and things. Well, his sister, when I was pregnant, told me, "You're going to have to put up all your glass stuff when the baby's born." I said, "No. The baby's coming into my world. I'm not going into the baby's world. So the baby will have to acclimate to my world." That's exactly what he did. When he was told no, he learned the word no. So he didn't mess with anything. So I could have anything. Now, I didn't go off and leave him because he was a baby, and babies still plunder. But when he was old enough to understand no, then he left stuff alone. I could have Christmas trees. I could have all kind of decorations sitting around. Anything I wanted, he left it alone. Along comes Holly, 9 years later. Guess what? Same child. Listen, 2 different daddies. They must get that from me. That's what we'll say. So I was telling her, I'm like, that remind me, that was the story I was going to tell you. But I told her, I said, he must get that from his daddy, because he didn't get that persistence from you, because you were not like that. If you was told no, you listened. You didn't plunder and stuff. That little boy wants to get into everything. This is what this is what I was going to tell you, because I thought of it the other day when I told it to David. We use it as something what we say. So this is back when I was still with RJ's daddy. He had to be 3 because Noelle's mama was pregnant with her, and she was 3 years younger. So it was Labor Day, I believe. I don't think it was it was either 4th of July or it was Labor Day. Well, we were having just her and my brother, and then me and RJ and his daddy. That was all. We were having gonna have a cookout. And so we had horseshoes in the front yard. So we were pitching horseshoes, and it starts raining. Well, me and his daddy were big campers. And I always say, every year we would get another big thing. That was like what we could afford, was we would save for one big thing for that year. And then by the time we separated, we had all the things. I mean, we were camping in style, intense, but yeah, I mean in style. I had my kitchen configured. You wouldn't believe this. It was on point. I'm gonna tell you what, our camping was on point. And we had a boat, so we went out on the boat, and it was great. And then we separated, and that went that. But anyway, so we had one of those screen tents. It was a really big one. So we put it up, and we put our table and our food and our music and all that in the tent. But we were still out there pitching horseshoes and just playing in the rain. We were all wet and everything. And RJ had his bathing suit. had his bathing suit on because he was playing in the rain. We got the swimming pool out there, had water in the little plastic pool, the blue ones, you know what I'm talking about. Well, at one point, he was running around naked. He was. He just took his suit on and ran around naked. Whatever. So, I was up under the tent, and I was videotaping. We had one of those, like, you set it on your shoulder, one of those big video cameras and camcorders. That's what it was called. It was called a camcorder. Put that big tape in there. So I was videotaping, and RJ come up in there and said something. And I told him something. I don't even remember what it was about. But he said, "Shut up." I said, "What did you say to me?" He said, "Shut up." I was the type of parent. Now, I didn't beat him. But the way I believe is whatever offends me is the part that I pop. Because I would pop, I'll pop. I will pop that, honey. And I'm going to tell you that right now. I will pop it. If you kick me, I'm going to pop your leg. If you hit me, I'm going to pop your arm. If you mouth off at me, I'm going to pop your mouth. That's just the way it went. You don't sass me. And I have a very low threshold for sass. What I consider sass, there's a lot. It might not be what you say, but it's how you say it. And if you sass me in a sassy tone, that don't fly. So he said, "Shut up." So you know how when you look, like when I'm looking through this filming and I'm trying to do something while I'm looking through this, it's hard to do. I was trying to reach through and pop him on the mouth while I had that camera. Well, I popped him and I said, "Don't you say that anymore." He said, "Shut up." I popped him again. He goes, "Shut up." I popped him on the mouth again. He goes, and I was trying not to laugh because the kid would not stop. He got the last word in until you could not hear him. He went from "shut up" to he was not giving in. So David said something to me the other day. I said, "Shut up." That's what we do. So if somebody makes you mad, you tell them, "Shut up." Yep. It wasn't funny at the time until he started getting more quiet. Then it started getting funny. We sat there eating watermelon, and gosh, that was a good day. That was a good day. And Noelle, she was born, if it was Labor Day, she was born the 21st. Her mother was in the hospital having her when Hurricane Hugo came through, which was a blessing because her mother was deathly afraid of storms. I mean, deathly afraid of storms. So she was in a hospital high enough that she did not know what was going on out her little window. She couldn't see no trees because, I mean, we lost, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many trees. Thousands. She couldn't hear the wind, the rain. She didn't know anything was going on. So that was a good thing. But yeah, Noelle was born during Hurricane Hugo. So I think that's all I was going to tell you. Oh my word! I already told you about Holly. I'll tell you again if you knew. Because I don't mind talking about my kids. Holly used to play invisible. She played all kinds of things. She had a very good imagination. But like I told you, Mama went through the blue stage, and so everything was blue. We had blue carpet. Well, me and her daddy would be in the living room, and she would put on a blue pants, like sweatpants, a blue hoodie, pull the hoodie up over her head, and she would slither in on the carpet on her belly. She would slither in, and we were supposed to act like we couldn't see her because she was blended in with the blue carpet. She popped that little hoodie off. Oh, shark, shark. Oh my gosh. Sebastian, he likes to hide too. When his daddy's coming, I gotta hide. So he'll go in there, and this is the thing he loves. You have to say, well, Sebastian ain't here. He ain't. No, I thought I was coming to get him. Well, he decided he wanted to take off down the road. He don't want to go with you. You know, he wants to stay walking around here. He just ain't here. You know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all of a sudden he jumps out and goes, boo. I can't even say it. Boo, 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 boo. It's some kind of in his little accent. He's got a little Ohio accent. If you heard him, this is why on my What I Eat video the other day when he was talking, I just let it play so you could hear him talking, because here's why I have put him on here before when he was younger, but I'm just kind of leery of putting him on here now just because of, I don't know how his mother would feel about it. RJ doesn't care. You know, he's fine with it. He's fine with being on here. But if his mother were to find out, it might cause a rift between them because it might be something she didn't want, and her permission was not asked, and then it caused some kind of custody type situation. So that's why I don't show him. But I did want y'all to hear his little voice. And he talks like a little grown up. He understands. He understands so much. That's what I was telling Holly today. I think Jacob is gonna, I said, be really smart, you know, because the kids in our family are smart. I don't sound it, but I'm an intelligent woman, and I mean, I am. I'm not the smartest woman in the room. I'm not saying that, but I'm an intelligent woman. Like when I talk, I'm just talking regular talk to y'all. Y'all just hear my everyday accent. This is how I talk. If I have a job, then I speak properly. I enunciate my words. I still have an accent, but I speak properly. But just sitting around talking to my friends, that's what we'll call them, my friends. I just, that's my home talk. My brother, super smart, very intelligent. Along comes our children. RJ, very highly intelligent. Holly, very highly intelligent. My brother's daughter, Noelle, was highly intelligent. His other daughter, highly intelligent. Here comes Sebastian, smart beyond his years. Jacob, he just has the bloodline of smart people. My mother, very intelligent. So he has to be. He just has to be, because that's how we do things in this family. Listen, we used to play Trivial Pursuit. My brother used to get on my last blasted nerve. Now, he's 7 years younger than me, and we would play Trivial Pursuit, and his favorite category was science. He would answer a question nobody knew, and he would answer it, and we'd all look at him, and he goes, well, everybody knows that. So that is the big trick. That was back in the 90s. In the 90s. That's one of the big jokes in the family too. If somebody don't know something, you just look at them, you go, well, everybody knows that. Because he would, every time he'd answer a question, well, everybody knows that. I'm just like, oh, I'll tell you what else he did that used to get on my last nerve. We had an Intellivision. Y'all remember the Intellivision video game that come from Sears? I don't know how my mom afforded it. She was a single mother, no child support, doing her best. And I'm going to tell you what, we didn't have everything a lot of things we didn't have. But she would see to it that we would have something good for Christmas. So somehow she saved up and got us a television video game from Sears. Well, they had a baseball game. My brother, when he would pitch to me, because we played all the time, when he would pitch to me, he had this thing he called the Dipsy Doodle. The controller had like 369, I think 9 buttons, and they're like the buttons that you just push on the little pad, not buttons that are raised up. And you had to do a combination of buttons, and boy, I tell you what, your thumbs would be so wore out. And he would hit that ball and pitch it. Dipsy Doodle, strike. Dipsy Doodle, strike. Dipsy Doodle, strike. I'm like, stop doing that. So he would beat me every time. Well, it's the Dipsy Doodle. Like, shut your mouth. This little kid beating me. So, listen, I think the last time he was here, we was talking about something. He was sitting beside me for eating, and he looked over and he goes, well, everybody knows that. I'm like, you better stop it. Shut up. I think I've run off long enough about nothing. This is the video about nothing about nothing. Just because I didn't have to go do my thing, I thought, we'll just sit around and chew the fat a while. Why not? Why not? I got Criminal Minds on over here, so when I get through with y'all, I'm going to unmute it and sit back here and work on this menu. I worked on it yesterday. We having a cookout Sunday. Everybody could come Sunday better than they could come Monday, so we're going to cook out Sunday. Hot dogs, hamburgers, like tater salad, deviled eggs, homemade chili and slaw. Mama's bringing slaw. She's bringing a birthday cake because she said, now you don't have yours and Scott's name on it because our birthdays are exactly to the day, 2 weeks apart. His is June 29th. Mine is July 13th. So growing up, we usually had a party. Well, as we got older, she would give us individual ones as we were younger. But as we got older, we would have a party right in between. So like right in between his and then right before mine, then we'd have a party together. So over the years, when we get have get-togethers and we have cakes, whether it's on his birthday or my birthday or in between, it's for both of us. We do both our birthdays together. That's just how it's always been done. So she's like, it'll have both yours and Scott's name on it. I'm like, that's cool, you know. So we will have birthday cake, and I will have birthday cake. I've already told myself I will enjoy. I will have a hot dog and probably a hamburger with it, and some tater salad, and put some slaw and chili. It's going to be so good. And get me a couple deviled eggs. Have me a sliver. I'm going to not get a chunk of cake. But I'm enjoying my day, and I'm just going to try to watch what I eat, you know. I got weekly SKUs. I got all those dailies. I lost. I meant to tell y'all that weight I lost last week. I lost a point. I would have thought I lost more. I think maybe I had 34 points, but I got 33 now. I either had 36 and I dropped to 33, or I had 34 and I dropped to 33. At any rate, I've got 33 now. So they're going down. Hopefully they'll go down again Thursday. I told y'all before, don't be jealous of my points, because the points I get, a lot of that has to do with not the choices I made on my food, but the size of my body. So don't be jealous that I got more points than you, because that means I got more weight to lose than you. And I would trade less points any day for this weight. So, well, that's all. We don't need to talk about weight. We talk about weight stuff on Thursday. We won't talk about that today. We'll be back tomorrow for our no tag Tuesday. And then Wednesday, meal plan and grocery haul. Thursday, weigh in. That's how I plan it. If it goes, knock on wood, that ain't wood, but I'm knocking on it pretending. If it goes as planned, that's my week. So I will see you when I see you.